Hello there, Toon Army. What a brilliant day to be talking about our magnificent Newcastle United, the best team in the world. Right then, I've got some absolutely cracking transfer news that's got me buzzing, and I know it'll get you lot excited too. Before we dive in, I want to get you thinking about these moves because your opinions matter. What do you reckon about us potentially bringing in James Trafford from Burnley? Could he be the long-term successor to Nick Pope between the sticks? And how excited would you be if we managed to pull off a move for Giorgio Scalvini, especially knowing he's played alongside our very own Sandro Tonali for Italy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I'm dying to hear what the Toon Army thinks. Now then, let's talk about what could be one of the most sensible signings we make this summer. James Trafford from Burnley. I've got to say, this lad has caught my eye. And if the reports are true that he's already agreed personal terms with us, then Eddie Howe clearly sees something special in him too. At just 22 years old, Trafford has already shown he's got the mentality and quality to succeed at the highest level. What's absolutely staggering is his record last season in the Championship, 29 clean sheets. That's not just impressive, that's record-breaking stuff. For a young goalkeeper to achieve that kind of consistency shows he's got the mental strength that we need at Newcastle United. The fact that Fabrizio Romano is reporting that talks are continuing between us and Burnley tells me this isn't just paper talk. This is real, concrete interest from our end. And you know what? It makes perfect sense. Nick Pope has been brilliant for us, absolutely brilliant. But at 32, we need to start thinking about the future. Having a young, hungry goalkeeper like Trafford breathing down his neck will only make Pope better, and when the time comes for succession, we'll already have our man settled in. What I love about this potential signing is that it shows we're thinking strategically. We're not just looking at quick fixes or big-name signings for the sake of it. Trafford represents value, potential, and immediate quality. The fact that he's English is a bonus too, especially with the homegrown player requirements we need to consider. The timeline makes sense as well. Romano mentioned that a deal might not be struck until July, which aligns perfectly with our PSR situation. We're getting that 73 man-hours boost once our losses from 3 years ago are written off, and that's when we can really start making our moves in the transfer market. It's smart business, the kind of planning that shows we're being run properly now. I've been watching Trafford's development, and what impresses me most is his distribution. In the modern game, goalkeepers need to be comfortable with the ball at their feet, and from what I've seen, he's got that technical ability that fits perfectly with how Eddie Howe wants us to play out from the back. That's crucial for our style of play. The competition for places will be healthy too. Pope's been fantastic, but having Trafford pushing him will only raise the standard. Remember, we're going to be playing Champions League football, and that means we need depth in every position. Having two quality goalkeepers isn't a luxury anymore, it's a necessity. What's also encouraging is that this isn't a panic buy or a last-minute scramble. The fact that personal terms are already agreed suggests we've done our homework on this lad. The club will have looked at his character, his ambition, and his potential to grow with us. That's exactly the kind of due diligence we want to see. The only slight concern is that talks are continuing over the transfer fee. But that's normal in these situations. Burnley will want to get the best deal they can for their player, and will want to be sensible with our spending. But given Trafford's age, his record, and his potential, I'd say he's worth investing in. This could be a signing that serves us well for the next decade. Right then, let's talk about what could be the most exciting defensive signing we've made in years. Giorgio Scalvini from Atalanta. When Fabrizio Romano describes someone as Newcastle's dream signing, you know we're talking about something special here, and this lad has got me absolutely buzzing about what he could bring to St. James's Park. At just 21 years old, Scalvini represents everything we want in a modern center-back. He's technically gifted, physically strong, and has that Italian defensive intelligence that you just can't teach. The fact that he's already played alongside our very own Sandro Tonali for Italy tells you everything you need to know about his quality and potential. When you're good enough to represent your country at that age, you're doing something right. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. He only made 8 appearances last season due to injuries, including that nasty ACL tear. But let me tell you why I think this could actually work in our favor. First off, the lad is young and will recover fully from these setbacks. ACL injuries aren't career-ending anymore, especially for someone his age with access to the best medical care. Look at Virgil van Dijk, came back stronger than ever after his ACL injury. What's really encouraging is that Luke Edwards has described him as one to watch, and when our reliable local journalists are picking up on these stories, it usually means there's genuine substance behind the interest. Edwards has been spot on with our transfer news over the years, so I'm taking this seriously. The connection with Sandro Tonali is fascinating and could be absolutely crucial in convincing Scalvini to make the move to Tyneside. Having a fellow Italian, especially one who's already settled so well with us, could make all the difference. Tonali has become such an important part of our dressing room, and his influence in attracting quality players like Scalvini could be invaluable. From a tactical perspective, Scalvini would fit perfectly into Eddie Howe's system. He's comfortable on the ball, can play out from the back, and has the pace to deal with counterattacks. These are exactly the attributes we need in our defense, especially when we're playing Champions League football where the quality of opposition is going to test every aspect of our defensive capabilities. The fact that we haven't made an approach yet isn't concerning me at all. It's clear we're waiting for that PSR boost in July before making our big moves, and that's exactly the right approach. We've learned from previous transfer windows that patience and proper planning lead to better deals. When we do make our move for Scalvini, it'll be with the full financial backing needed to get the deal done. What's particularly exciting is that this signing would show real ambition from the club. Scalvini isn't just a promising young defender. He's someone who could become one of the best center-backs in Europe over the next few years. The fact that we're even being linked with players of this caliber shows how far we've come as a club. The injury concerns are real, but they're also potentially what makes this deal possible. If Scalvini was fully fit and playing regularly for Atalanta, there's no way we'd be in the conversation for his signature. Top clubs across Europe would be circling, and the price would be astronomical. His injury situation might actually give us the opportunity to secure a world-class talent before everyone else realizes what they're missing. I love that we're looking at young, hungry players who want to prove themselves. Scalvini will have something to prove after his injury troubles, and that kind of motivation can drive players to incredible heights. Remember what happened with Sandro Tonali after his difficult period. He came back stronger and more determined than ever. The partnership possibilities are exciting too. Imagine Scalvini alongside Fabian Schär, with both center-backs comfortable bringing the ball out from defense. Or picture him next to Dan Burn, with Scalvini's pace complementing Burn's aerial dominance. These are the kind of combinations that could take our defense to the next level. Even if he costs a significant fee, this is exactly the type of investment we should be making. Young, talented players who can grow with the club and potentially become world-class performers. We're not just buying a player for now, we're investing in our future for the next decade. Well, that's all from St. James's Park for today, lads and lasses. These potential signings have got me proper excited about what's to come this summer. Both Trafford and Scalvini represent exactly the kind of smart, forward-thinking recruitment we need to keep pushing forward. Keep supporting the best team in the world, and I'll be back with more updates soon. Away the lads!